All right, guys, what is up? This is Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, aka Subscribe for Food, haha, aka I have a billion channels. Today I'm gonna be doing my movie review. With keep doing my Halloween fest till Halloween gets here. On the movie Halloween, starring Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis and Kathleen Turner as Laurie Strode. Um, I'm excited about this, so let's get it popping. We're gonna start the movie review on Halloween. Okay, we are in Hattiesville, Illinois. It's 1963, and there is uh, a teenage girl. She's with a boy, and they're inside a house. They're in the Myers house. She's gonna she's making out with this boy. This boy, he's he's like gonna sleep with her. They're gonna go upstairs, and yeah, that's what I went to go look for. He goes to he's playing around. He puts on this clown mask for her, right? And they go upstairs. They're going to they're going to make love, have sex, and there's somebody that's creeping in the house. He's gonna go through the outside, creeping, and while they're having sex, and he's gonna go inside. Then, but you see the boy. I don't understand this part. The boy comes down the stairs, the teenage guy, and he goes to the door and he looks up. I didn't notice this before, but it seems like there's no timeout or nothing. It looks like he's bad in the sack. He went way too quick, and that's not good for him being a status of being a lover with her. Anyways, he leaves, and then this somebody's creeping up. He's creeping up the stairs, and then he sees this girl that's half naked. She's only in her panties, and he sees her half naked and stuff like that. Like I say, just in her panties, and he sees a mask on the floor. I guess that other guy didn't pick it up, and he puts it on, and then the girl's like in her. She's like, that girl is like combing her hair and stuff like that, and half naked under mirror, dressing what women do. Usually after sex, they start grooming themselves, and he has this. He picks up the mask, and then he has his knife, and then the girl's like, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Michael, what are you doing?" And then he proceeds to he starts stabbing her, and he kills her. He still has a mask on, and then you see that he goes outside. He has a mask on, and then his parents get there in the car, and they're like, "Michael," and he has a knife in his hand. They take the mask off him. They see it's Michael, a young Michael Myers, a kid. He's like 6 years old, I believe, and he's just like this. He has that face like he doesn't know what he did. Whatever, Michael, you're guilty. Guilty as charged. So that ends right there. Then we're gonna go to Smith. This thing is called Smithville Grove. There is it's a mental institution. We got Dr. Loomis. He is driving in a car with the nurse, and they're driving and they're talking. And Loomis says, I never want." I tells him the nurse, "I never want him to be free." So they start driving, and they get to the mental institution, and the nurse says, "Since when do they let all the patients outside? It's raining and there's patients outside. They're outside the fence." And then Loomis says, hold on." They reach to the front gate. There's a security guard check. He goes over there. And when he goes over there, someone flies over the car, like on top of the car. The nurses, and on top of the nurse's car. She's startled. Miss Nurse Dum Dum opens the window. There's a hand that reaches for her in the car, and it's like a station wagon car. I don't know if you all know, it's the old station wagons. And now she's in trouble. Michael attacks her. She puts the gas on the car because she's startled. Michael's still holding on to her. She crashes a small crash. She finds a way to escape and gets out, and and Michael gets in the car and takes off. But let me just say, when he jumps over the car or on top of the car, it looks that is a nice scene because he is in his patient robe and you barely see his face. He takes off in the car and leaves, and Loomis and her are just there startled. Now we're gonna go back to Haddonfield, and we got Laurie Strode. She is with played by Kathleen Turner. She is at her house. Her dad says, "Don't forget to take the key." She takes the key. She go leave it at the Myers house because some people are gonna look at it. She gets the key, and he's like, "Don't forget," and she's like, "I won't," and and she starts walking over there to the Myers house, and then she's gonna meet up with Tommy Doyle, as a little boy about, I don't know, 9 or 10, and they're walking. He walks with her to the Myers house, and she finally gets to the Myers house, and he says, "Don't." He goes, "Don't go there. The boogeyman. Or, that's haunted. The house is haunted." And she's like, "No, it's not haunted. Let me just show you." She walks to the front door of the old Myers house. The house is all beat up now, and everything has been probably empty for a long time since the murders. Probably because of that. People are afraid to get there because of the murders, and they also think it's haunted. No, she goes, "It's easy." She walks to the front door, and she does what her dad instructed: leave under the key under the mat. You see, it's that simple. And then Tommy Doyle's like, "Okay, whatever." She starts walking. He goes, "I gotta go. See you later." And she walks off. But you do see that when she leaves, that Mr. Michael Myers is in the house peeking out when she leaves. He's looking out for her, right? And we have there's like scenes where he comes out. There is a part where Tommy Doyle is being bullied by other little kids after school. Um, Yeah, it's really cool because they're like the boogie. There's like three of them. They're picking on Tommy. The boogeyman. The boogeyman. He's like, shut up, shut up. They break his. He had a jack o' lantern. They break it for him, and then after they've done bullying with him, he starts walking, and one of the bad kids walks out of the premises, and then he's running right, and he bumps into Michael, and Michael holds him like that, and then he lets him go into doing that, and then after that, it appears he's following little Tommy. He's following him in the car, his car that he stole from Loomis and the nurse. But then he passes Tommy. There is a scene where Laurie Strode, she's in class, teacher calls on her and stuff. Before the teacher calls on him, she sees that car Michael stole, and she sees Michael looking outside her classroom. He's like by the car and stuff, and she's looking out the window of the car, and she sees this. She sees Michael. And the teacher calls on her, and she answers, stuff like that. Then we're going to have Laurie walking with her friends, Linda and Annie. And Annie, just so I can say right now, she is the daughter of the local sheriff. They get out of school, they're going to walk home. And they're just talking about stuff like that. And then Laurie says, I forgot my chemistry book. And then Linda's just messing around. I forget my math book and so what, and all that. They start walking home, and then then that Michael's car passes by them, but they don't know it's Michael yet. They go, "Who's that? I think I know that. I think I know that guy." And then Annie yells out, "Hey, hey, jerk off!" Something like speed kills. And when the car passes them, the car stops, and then they get startled. The girl's like, "Hey, was he gonna come do something?" And then no, he slowly takes off, but it's Michael, but they don't know. Then they keep walking, walking. Linda gets to her house. She's like, see you later." So it's just Annie and Lori walking. Then there's some bushes. Wow, and it's like about 10 yards away, and they're walking on the sidewalk, Lori and Annie, and they see at the end of the bush to a resident to a house, they see Michael, right? Lori goes, no, Annie goes, hurries, walks faster to go catch Michael, and by the time she gets to the end of the bush, it's a long bush. He Michael has disappeared, and they're like, wow. So they start walking, 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 and then they get to Annie's house. Annie's like, tells she's like, home sweet home. She tells, so man, it's spooky with Michael. But they get to Annie's house. She's like, home sweet home, see you later. She says bye to Lori. And then Lori is like looking around and stuff like that. And then she bumps into somebody, but no, don't worry. It's just the sheriff. Sheriff says hi and all that. And then he's like, oh, it's a good scare for Halloween or something like that. And she's like, bye. So Lori keeps walking, walking. In the back of her head, she has Michael. I mean, she doesn't know who Michael is, but she knows this weird guy in the mask is following him around, tall guy. She's already seen him. Don't know who it is. Lori gets to her house, and then she's like looking around and stuff like that. She looks out the window, and she has, like, in the old days, they used to hang out their clothes. People, some do it, country folk might do it, they'll hang out their clothes to dry. There's clothes hanging outside her window in her yard, and then she sees Michael again down there near the laundry that's hanging out on the clotheslines. And then she turns her head, she turns back, and then Michael has disappeared again. So she's really getting freaked out. Now the thing is, when they were walking, Annie and Lori were talking about they had babysitting gigs at different houses, but the houses are like few houses away from each other. So Annie had told Lori, "I'm gonna go pick you up," and they're gonna go to the babysitting kids. But at Lori's house, somebody calls telephone. They call her. Here's the telephone. She's like, "Hello," and then nobody answers. She gets scared. She hangs up, and then they call again, and then it's like, "Hello," and then Lori's like, Annie's like, why did you hang up on me?" And she's like, "Oh, what? You never answered." She's like, "I was busy doing something." All this stuff is. I'm saying this stuff because all of this is scaring Lori. So now we're gonna get to Annie is gonna go pick up. Annie's gonna pick up Lori. Annie picks up Lori and her mom's car that they said that she was gonna borrow. So Annie picks her up. Annie's driving. Lori's on the passenger side, and they're smoking and doing all these things they're not supposed to be doing. And then they get to town, and then Annie's like, "Oh crap, there's my dad. I'm gonna run into my dad. Throw in a cigarette or whatever." And it looks like Lori's not that good at smoking, so she's coughing. She's like, "Stop coughing," and all that stuff. They get to this store in the corner where her dad's at, and her dad's like, "Hi," and they're hi girls. They're like hi, and Annie asks, "What happened, Dad?" And it's like, "Well," I'm talking to the sheriff, her dad, and he goes, "Well, there's been a burglary. Somebody stole some rope, mask, and some knives." And they're like, "Oh, okay," and then they leave. They're like, bye, Dad, and leave, bye. And after that, Loomis has gotten there. And before I get into Loomis, I want to mention that we'll get back to this part, but Loomis already he was driving over here to Haddonsfield. He knows that Michael lives here, and he already ran into on the found on the near the highway on the side of a highway that there was a truck, an abandoned truck, and it had like patient patient clothing or whatever, and he knew Michael was there, and then Loomis had took off, and there was a dead body. There was a man. So we think, and then Michael's wearing overalls, and the dead man. We think Michael stole those overalls from the dead man. So that was Loomis before he got to Haddonfield. But Loomis is here in Haddonfield. The girls were back with the sheriff, and the girls have left, and now Loomis is talking to the sheriff at the store. And Loomis told the sheriff, "Hey, my name's Loomis, Doctor Loomis. How are you? Hi." And he goes, "I need to talk to you, sheriff." And then the sheriff's like, "Well, there's a store robbery. 10 minutes." He's like, "Okay," waits for him. So Loomis is gonna want to tell the sheriff about Michael, but now we're gonna get to Lori and Annie. Annie gets to her babysitting house. And she's gonna go babysit little girl named Lindsay, same age as Tommy, around 10 or 9, something like that. And Lindsay's parents leave, and Annie gets settled in with Lindsay. And we got Lori. She's already there at Tommy's house, and his parents have left. So Lori's taking care of Tommy. It's already getting darker and stuff like that. It's dark already, and Loomis and the sheriff are at the Myers house. Sheriff shows on the Myers house. Nothing really happens there, but Loomis does tell the sheriff, I think Michael's gonna come back, so he's gonna stay there. So Loomis is already there. He's investigated the house. He just says he sees that Michael's not there. Now we're gonna get um with I don't know, which should I go with, Lindsay or Lori? They're both babysitting. I'll go with Lindsay. Lindsay settling in. Um, there is a there is a dog. Lindsay's family has a dog. Is barking at Annie, and Annie gets her shirt dirty from something she's cooking or whatever. Oh man, she gets her shirt dirty. She goes outside, and they have like a shed, or I think they call it a washroom or something. Something it's like an outside little house, and they have washer and all that. She goes to go wash her clothes, and she does. Um, Michael, it seems like Michael's already there. There's a dog barking, and Michael gets the dog and squeezes it and kills the dog. So there goes the dog. There goes the protection. Um, and when she got her shirt dirty, she was talking to Lori, and Lori just taking care of Tommy. Tommy just watching TV. But now back with Annie. So Annie dirtied her shirt, whatever. Now she goes to the washroom or shed outside, and where they have the washer and dryer, she washes her clothes there, and she locks herself in. And it's like, okay, Lindsay's watching TV, and then Annie tries to get out through the window, and she gets stuck, and she keeps calling Lindsay, and Lindsay's just watching TV. She can't hear. And then Paul call. There's a phone ringing. Lindsay gets the phone, and it's like, "Hey, Lindsay, it's Paul. I want to talk to Annie." And Lindsay's like, "She's occupied right now," or something like that. And Paul's like, "Can you go get her, please?" He's like, "Okay." So good thing the phone called, because she because Annie's stuck in the window. So Lindsay goes out and takes her out of the window. It's pretty funny. She's stuck in the window and she pulls her leg, gets her out, and then Annie's like, "You better not tell anybody, Lindsay." And she like doesn't say anything. And Lindsay runs to the phone. They both run to the phone. Lindsay and Annie right behind her. And then Lindsay gets on the phone and says, "Hey, Paul, Annie was stuck in the window." And then Annie just gives his face like, "Man, he just ratted on me." And then Paul, it turns out Paul wants to hook up with Annie, but the thing is, the whole story is Paul got grounded by his parents because he was egging something. I don't know what, he was throwing eggs somewhere. He got grounded, but Paul is saying that, hey, my parents left and all that, and Paul had told Annie does hear the story that Paul said he wants to go. He needs a ride to go pick her up. She's like, no, I just got my food all, my clothes all. I need to wash my clothes first, something like that. And then she said she gets off the phone. She told Lindsay, "We're gonna go pick up Paul." And then Lindsay's like, "No, I want to watch TV." She's watching some old black and white TV, or yeah, I forgot, it's the 70s. She's watching a horror movie on black and white. And then she goes, "Tell you what, you want to go hang out with Tommy Doyle?" And then Lindsay's like, "Yeah." So I'm kind of thinking if she likes the little boy or just likes him as a friend. I don't know what. And so Annie takes Lindsay to go see Tommy Doyle. So they go, and then Lindsay's running with a little popcorn. They run from Lindsay's house. They're running to Tommy's house, yeah, where Lori's at as well, babysitting Tommy. And they run across the street, and they go to the door, and Tommy answers the phone. I'm sorry, answers the door. She's like, "Hey, come on in." And then so so Lindsay goes to sit on the couch with Tommy, and they start watching TV and eating popcorn. She comes up with a little popcorn, all cute. And Annie goes talks to Lori, and what Annie did. I don't want to get into this, but I'll say it. What Annie did was she talked to some boy that Lori likes, and told the boy, "Hey, he wants to go out with you or go to the dance with you," or something like that. And Lori didn't like it. And then Annie says, "If you take care of, so I can go with Paul, can you take care of Lindsay? If you take care of Lindsay and Tommy, both of them, I will consider talking to that boy and tell him, you don't want to go out with him," something like that. She's like, "Deal." So because of that deal, Lori's gonna take care of Tommy and Lindsay, and Annie's gonna go see if she could go pick up Paul. Annie, um, she goes back to run back to Lindsay's house, and she's gonna go in the car. Her car, it's in the garage, to go pick up Paul. She goes in. She goes to the car. She forgot the key somewhere, so she goes to go get a key. I'm trying to remember the song she whistled. I forgot, man. I was just whistling a while ago. She's whistling some song. Uh, Something like that. She keeps whistling, and she gets the key, and then she comes. I do like the tune of that whistling song she does. She gets the key. She comes back. She gets in the car, and I will say the first time she went in the car was fine, but this time when she got the key and came in the car, she notices like it's all fogged up. She's like, maybe somebody is somebody's in here. And then this is Annie in the car, and then Michael pops up behind her. Bling, starts choking her. Dun, 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 dun. Choking her. And he kills her. Her eyes go open. And now, this is Annie. And now, Annie is choked to death. and she is dead. There's her, there's her tongue hanging out. She's Annie's gone. She dead. Meanwhile, after after Michael killed her, we got Tommy. We got Tommy and Lindsay still watching TV. And Scary Movie, same thing. Tommy go. They're watching it, but Tommy goes. There's on the couch. Tommy goes behind the couch, and then there's like it's like this. It has a like a window you can see through, and Tommy looks out, and he's like, he sees Michael. He sees Michael. Careful here, carrying Annie through the Lindsay's house and going around the house and going to the front door carrying Annie. And then Lindsay pops behind Tommy. He's like, ah! And she's like, I saw a boogeyman, he's scaring poor Lindsay. Lori comes in and says, what's going on here? I saw the boogeyman. He's like, stop it. If you don't, there's no boogeyman. You stop it. If you don't settle down, I'm going to put you to bed and no TV for you. So Tommy's like, nobody believes me. And then little Lindsay says, I believe you, Tommy. And then they go back seeing TV. So that happens. Now what we got is that now there's going to be a van that goes to Lindsay's house. And in the van it's going to be Bob and it's gonna be Bob and Linda. They come up in the van and they're drinking and all this stuff. And what happened was, Linda had a plan to go with Annie and Lindsay, talk with them, and then try to sneak up in the room and go have sex with Bob. So Bob, and Bob has glasses on, like Bob. He has glasses on. He doesn't have those cool shades, but he has some other glasses on. And I like the part when they're in the van, and Bob's trying to kiss Linda or whatever. Linda's like, "Hey, stop trying to get my blouse, you idiot! You're gonna tear it." They get out, but they're fooling around. Bob is carrying Linda, and they go inside Lindsay's house, thinking Lindsay and Annie are there. They get in, and there's nobody there. They don't see anybody. They start making out on the couch. Linda does, when Linda's with Paul on the couch in Lindsay's house, she calls Lori, and they're just talking for a while, and then Lori's like, "We'll have fun." She's like, "We will," and they said that they didn't see Annie around. But they think Annie is with Paul, but Annie's dead. So they're Linda and Bob are happy to, her boyfriend Bob, they're happy to have the house to themselves. They're like, "Oh, right." So they go upstairs. They go upstairs. They have sex. While they're having sex, Michael is lurking around. They finish having sex. And Linda keeps telling Bob, "Get me a beer." And Bob's like, "I thought you were gonna get me a beer." She's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, I'll go get the beers." And then he goes, "Don't put your clothes back on." So So Bob goes down and go get a beer. He hears something and he's like, "Who's there?" And then out from the door, startles him and gets him and looks like he's gonna kill him. Right? Whoops, sorry, my bad. Sorry about that. No, somebody pops out of the door and gets him, and it's Michael Myers, Michael Michael Myers, and Michael gets a knife like this, and this is Bob. Let's see if I can do this. That's Bob. He gets startled. Michael comes in from a door. Oh man, the phone got stuck. Michael comes in from the door. And stabs Bob in the chest. Glasses fall. And he stabs him and he sticks him like to the wall like this. Poor Bob. So Bob dead. Yeah, you're Bob Dylan. Bob's dead. Then we got Linda is still in the bed upstairs. And she's waiting and waiting. She's waiting for Bob, her boyfriend, to get her beer. She's waiting for her beer. Yeah, pick up the phone later. And then Linda sees this. Linda sees this. See me? Linda sees this. And then she's like, did you get my beer? And he just stands there and stands there. And then she's getting turned off. Come on, man, see what you like. And she's topless and all that. And she goes, oh, this is getting kind of boring. I'm gonna call Lori. By the way, this is Linda. That's Linda, and she sees some guy in a with a sheet with glasses on, and then so she's like, I'm gonna call Lori. You're getting boring, something like that. And then with this sheet, it's Michael, of course. He starts strangling her with the phone. See the phone? This is hard. She strangles her. And Michael kills Lori with the sheet on. Sorry, folks, that was hard to do. Now, Lori dead. Ugh. Let me borrow Annie's tongue. So Linda's dead. By the way, when she was dead, she was calling Lori. My bad. And Lori heard her on the phone, and she's like, "I better see what's going on over there." She puts Tommy and Lindsay to bed, and now Lori is gonna go investigate Lindsay's house and leave Tommy's house. So Lori goes over there. She goes, opens a door to Lindsay's house. She crosses the street from Tommy's house. And she goes to Lindsay's house. She opens the door, and she's like, "Hey guys, where are you?" Because she knows Bob and Lindsay are there, but they're dead. She said, "Come on, guys, it's not funny." She gets in the kitchen, and then she walks upstairs. When Lori walks upstairs, she sees. Well, man, I gotta put the other ones on. She sees that Annie is. She walks in the room and she sees that Annie is dead on the bed. And then she walks back. Hey, Bob, you're dead. She walks back, and then somehow, this always happens in horror movies. Then, bang, right behind her, it's Bob's dead body right behind her, hanging upside down. Ah, right, and and then she's startled, and then she sees she looks somewhere else, and then she sees Lori's dead body, like in a shelf or something like that. She's like, ah, and and then I think this is a scary part where Michael is actually behind her, and he has the knife, and he stabs down behind Lori, and Lori gets nicked on the sleeve like this, and tearing her shirt, and then she falls down the stairs. And Lori tries to get out of there, and Michael's in hot pursuit. He walks down the stairs, and he's after Lori. Lori runs to the kitchen, and she tries to get through these glass doors, and there's like a rake blocking it, and Michael. Michael is right in hot pursuit of her. She tries to open the door. She can't open the glass door. She has to break it, and she breaks it, and she moves. She's able to get the rake out of the way from blocking the door or locking the door, and she gets out and she runs to Tommy's house. When she gets to Tommy's house, and Michael's right behind her, she's like, "Tommy, open the door." Remember, she had put Tommy and Lizzie to sleep at Tommy's house. And then she gets a plant bowl. She throws it. She throws it at because Tommy's on the top floor. It throws it. It hits it, and Tommy's like, it wakes up Tommy. "Okay, I'll be right down." Tommy's coming. She's like, "Hurry," because Michael's in hot pursuit of her, right behind her. And I think he has the knife. Yeah, he has a knife. Tommy finally opens the door. She opens it. She gets in. She's like, "Go upstairs." And then Tommy's like, "The boogeyman." She goes, "Hurry up, go upstairs." Tommy goes upstairs, and then she sees like a window open or something like that. Like something got into a current through a window or something with a current flowing. She's like, "Michael's in here." And then she's walking around, and she has like she gets a long needle, sewing needle. She was sewing before. It's really long. Pretend this is a long needle. And then Michael comes, and then she stabs him in the neck. And then Michael like, he has it in there, and he falls down. And then Lori runs upstairs with Tommy and Lindsay. She runs upstairs with Tommy and Lindsay, and they're like, "Oh, we're scared," and all that. And then Lori tells them, "It's okay, it's okay. I killed him. He's dead." And then when she says that, Michael's back up again with his old tricks. and he's like this, and they're like, ah, they run. Lori locks Tommy and Lindsay in the room real quick, and then she runs to a room and then she hides in a closet. Michael follows her to the closet, and she's all scared. It's all dark and everything, and it's kind of weird because after I was seeing this, and it was like she was in the dark for a while, and then Michael actually turned on the light. He broke into the closet and broke it. It was a long closet though. She's at the end. He turned on the light, and then Lori finds a clothes hanger. Pretends a clothes hanger. She's like, she straightens it, and then Michael gets in, and then she jabs at Michael gets in, and then she jabs her clothes like she had made it straight, and it goes right through his eye like this, and then he's down, and then he drops the knife. Michael drops the knife. Lori picks it up, and she stabs Michael in the gut, and Michael goes down again, and then she walks out. And I forgot she had told the kids to run out, so the kids run out. She's like, "Go call the neighbors. Go call the neighbors to tell them to call the cops." And when they run out, Loomis sees the kids running out, and he was walking. He already had left Michael Myers' house, and he was walking on the block. He sees the kids running out because Lori told him to go call the neighbors to call the cops. And Loomis is gonna go towards the house. He's looking at the house where Tommy's house, where it seems that Lori had just killed Michael. Lori's there and stuff like that, and then Michael Myers gets up again, and he goes after Lori upstairs, and he puts his hands on Lori for a while, and then Lori falls down. She's down in the corner or near the wall, and then Loomis comes in. He comes in with a gun, like this is a gun, and he shoots Michael once right in the chest, and then like he shoots him like 6 or 7 times, something like that. And then Michael, the momentum from the bullets, from the power of the bullets, push Michael back, and he falls over the balcony. Loomis sees Lori on the floor on the wall, and Lori says, "Was that the boogeyman?" And then Loomis is like, "Yeah, I'm afraid. Yeah, it was. That was the boogeyman." And then Loomis looks at the balcony, and Michael's body is not there. And that is the end of Halloween. That is the end. Now I'm gonna tell you my comments. This movie is a classic. I like it. I like it a lot. I grew up on it as a little boy. I didn't grow up in the 70s. It was made in the 70s, but I had in the 80s. Of course, they're gonna give it a lot of reruns. They gave it a lot. I did not see it that many times. I did not remember it almost anything. I probably remember part 2 more. I don't remember seeing part 1 that much because when I was a kid, I remember seeing Michael already walking the streets. I don't remember the mental institution. I don't remember like when he was a kid and killed in the first one. I remember the Rob Zombie version, but I don't remember this one. The cover is awesome. Michael's mask is pretty cool. It's just a classic. I like it. The killings are good. It's like I could just watch it and chill out, and I'll have a good time watching it. And I do enjoy the fact that I don't remember this movie. I don't remember those scenes at all. I probably remember, like I said, I probably remember Halloween 2 more. That's just me. I know there's some of you that are older than me and watch this, and you know it like the back of your hand, but not me. I just, to each his own. We all watch different movies. I was not. I'll just use the word blessed. I was not blessed to have the timing to be watching this movie. I don't know. I guess I missed it a lot. Everybody can't watch everything. You know what I mean? I do like it. It's very good. I'll watch it any day, any time. It's a good movie. I think this is the movie that made Kathleen Turner. Awesome movie. I like it. I enjoyed doing this review. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you liked my review. This is part of my Halloween fest. I promise you guys I do horror movies. I've been doing really bad. Like I would take 2 weeks or to make one movie, but I promised you guys I'd make like at least two movies before Halloween. I'm doing pretty good because I still have like another week till Halloween gets here, and I will be doing more movie reviews. So uh, that I'll just be repeating myself. We're gonna go ahead and calling into this is the end of my movie review of Halloween. Once last time, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun doing it, and I'm gonna leave it with this. For The world will never be a perfect place, but we can all make it better. Till next time, my name's Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, aka Subscribe for Food, haha, aka I have a billion channels. Till next time, I'll see you later. Take care. Love you. Bye.